Okay. That orange thing, Raj, am I supposed to read that or no?
If you got it,
I don't think
just say your voice on Amy's meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
This meeting is being recorded, and anything we say during this meeting is recorded. Is that all right? Okay. All right. So, this, okay. That's all right. She's almost done. Roger couldn't hear with the copier going.
Okay, go ahead, she's going down the hall. My little.
Okay, so I'm going to call the meeting to order, and this is the meeting of the Personnel Committee. It's Wednesday, April 13th, and Sue Terrian and Claire Pond are in attendance, and Margaret Nilowitz is here via Zoom, and June Poland just stepped out for a moment. She'll be right back. So, the first item of business was the minutes, which I did not finish completely, so I'm going to wait to get those done before I send those out. And that would be the minutes of the the March 30th meeting. So, those will be sent out hopefully tomorrow. The next item of business was new business PAFs, and I don't think we have any.
I think June actually has some, so when she gets back, she can mention what she's got or what she's working on at the moment.
All right, great, thank you.
I think we have a termination or a couple of terminations, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think we were expecting a few from our last meeting. We were talking about it. Okay, so the vacancy report is the next thing. And on that, we had a few positions open. At our last meeting, we discussed the full-time highway person. Did they start yet, Margaret? Do you know?
Yes, Brendan Cabral has just started.
Okay, great. Beautiful. Okay. And then, what did we, no,
Oh, wait a minute, Brendan is the custodian.
Custodian / yep.
But we still haven't filled Fred's position, correct?
Right.
That's right.
Okay.
We need to still fill Fred's position and the vacancy Dylan left.
Oh, that's right. Yep, thanks. Hi, Tom.
Sorry I'm late, ladies.
That's okay. PAFs, June, do you have any?
I don't actually have any completed ones. I couldn't remember if at the last meeting that we had that you actually approved Jesse Reed's, because I know I didn't have a copy of it.
Then. We didn't
Okay.
have it. I think we were expecting
Right.
it,
So
but we
that's-
did not have it. Okay. So let me just read. So that one is, okay, so he left, he resigned. All
Yeah.
right. So Jesse Reed was a full-time police officer and he's resigned his position. You can sign it too if you want.
Do we get resignations like when, on call, fire, leave?
Yes, if they're paid, yes.
So we do, okay.
Yeah.
They're part of the PAF.
Yep. We also have one for Dylan Clemmer, but I don't actually have the resignation.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Do we have a date on that?
We do.
There's been a few others.
We do. April 1st.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. So Dylan Clemmer. Now, on this particular one, did we pay for his hoisting license and for his other things? And did we get that money back?
we're
Joe,
working
where
on,
is,
we're working
what is,
on gathering,
where's Fred at on that?
yeah, we're working on gathering to see if we can find signed paperwork and to actually get what it was, because he never actually got his license.
Oh, he didn't.
He didn't.
He got the first license, but he was going for the second license, but he didn't complete it.
Okay.
That wasn't that one of our meetings discussing that? That whole scenario about that.
Yeah, so we're trying to find the actual paperwork, so see if we have to
Right.
send him a bill
Because
for
right.
the time.
Right, I think that the decision was made that, you know, when people don't, they utilize the town and the town pays for certain things for that employee, not just this one, any employee that comes on board. And we go to all the trouble of paying for those, and then they get them and then they leave. You know, that is something that we need to make sure we're
I thought we
doing.
broke that down so it was gonna be like prorated too.
Right,
If they
Right.
stayed for so
Right.
long.
yeah,
Yeah, we talked about that.
yeah. So.
Yeah, so I'm still working on it. None of these are
Okay.
completed yet.
Yeah,
So I'm still waiting
Okay,
for something
great.
for all of them.
yeah, okay, great. So-
And, yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
I also have the new hire form for Brendan Gabrell,
Okay.
who is the new hire
Yeah,
as the laborer.
okay. I
Slash
think we talked
custodian.
about that, and we
We
approved it, but we
Oh,
didn't sign
you
on.
actually,
Yeah.
no, you did approve it.
Okay, great.
So, but I still haven't completed that, so I haven't sent you off a
Okay.
finalized copy yet.
All right, great.
And we still have, and that's it. That's it.
Okay.
We
So-
do still have Fred's old position still open, Dylan's position now,
Yep.
and then we also have the assessing administrator. that
Well,
we're
I
still-
wanted to ask about that because I know that, well, before I move on, let's approve these PAFs. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve the two resignation PAFs for Jesse Reed, a police officer, and Dylan Clemmer, a highway person.
Second that.
Aye.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Oh, and we did do the interviews for the fire yesterday.
Yep, he did send out an email that said there was one person that he was hoping for Monday to bring forward, but he hasn't gotten a reply yet, so that's still on hold.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
So the vacancies that we have open right now are Fred's position, and we're gonna have Dylan's position, right? We just recently did an ad, didn't we do one, for that, for Dylan's previous position? For
Yeah,
his-
but that was when he first came in,
Right,
so
And
it's
then
been a while since
Bob
we've
Okay.
run
did
it.
one for the operator heavy equipment, as far as Freddie's job.
okay.
I think Fred was still looking, wasn't Fred looking at the
Job descriptions?
job description for his?
Okay.
Margaret, didn't we send that off to him to take a look at?
I believe we did, yes,
Okay.
because that might need updates.
Okay. Okay, so Fred's reviewing that.
Yep.
Okay. And would he also be
That,
reviewing the position that Dylan Clemmer was in? Or,
I think that was a fairly recent one, but it doesn't hurt to look at it if we're gonna post it again, just make sure
Right.
there's no changes, I guess.
okay. So the next position, which was the assessors, I had a question on that. Did we, I think Molly said the other night that she wasn't sure that that had been posted on Indeed. Do we not post on Indeed?
No, we've tried. I found it impossible to have it go live for whatever reason. I've never had that problem before. But when I finished it, Mary tried it first and said she didn't have any luck. Then I went in and I tried it several times to try to make it go live. I tried to change the title of the job ad and everything to see if it would do something, and it would not. And I have no idea why.
Huh,
So, we can
So I
try. I
think-
know she's having trouble getting
So the thought was is to-
applicants, but I was unable to get it to go live.
I
Okay.
think we were just gonna delete it and try it all over again from scratch. Is that what we were gonna attempt, Margaret? Maybe. Maybe not.
okay.
Hit your mute button.
So, It is advertised. Did they get a couple?
They got one, I think she
Get
said.
one applicant?
Yeah.
Is it the way it was set up in the computer, like an assessment? I don't know.
I know that she was also looking to see if she can also put it out in the assessing
Yes,
one.
yeah,
I don't think she had done that yet.
okay.
Okay.
All right, good.
Or was it
And I don't
MMA?
know if Mary put it on the MMA site too.
I don't know. Is that the one that costs money?
It costs money. I mean, you could do it online and it's a fraction of the well,
Because I was going to say, I think Mary actually sent Molly back an email to see if she wanted to do that, but she told her how much it was going to cost or something like that, and wanted to know if she wanted to go for it or not. But I don't know if Molly ever got back to her.
Do they have their own website in themselves?
I think
Like
so. Yeah, the Assessors Association does, I think, as well as MMA does.
Would
it
that
for
cost them
municipal.
anything to do it on that?
I think it does, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not sure on the cost. Some of them are a lot more than others, but
But you might be able to pick up somebody.
that's actually
That
qualified.
knows
Yeah.
a better qualification
Yeah.
out of that.
But
'Cause
I do
bel-
have to say, there's a lot of people looking right now, so,
oh,
Right,
it's
I know.
terrible.
And I'm,
Molly was also going to be going to an assessors meeting, I think.
Yeah.
And she was going to put the word out there too. So-
right, right.
Yep.
Yep. And I know, at the assessors meeting, I know that they've been discussing, the vacancy and
Yeah.
everything, so, good, okay, all right. Any other job descriptions? I know that you had sent that one, Margaret, that we approved, but I wasn't sure if we had any other job descriptions that we need to be taking a look at.
just the seasonal one there?
But did Chief Shartner finish?
We're
going
eventually
over?
going to have to you're going to eventually have to deal with the police officer or patrol officer job description
Yep.
because that is old and outdated. But the one that I sent you today, June had asked for, probably because Fred wants to look for seasonal workers, right, June?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
The question is whether or not the existing job description that was only approved last May, encompasses the duties that Fred wants the person to perform.
Did he look at that yet?
I did not forward it over to him yet,
I'd seen it that Margaret sent it to us.
and I think he was on that. But
Okay.
I know
Yes.
he had a family issue that he was dealing with today, so
Okay,
he may not have had a chance to look at it. I think, I looked through it really quick, and from what he was saying, I think it covers most of it.
okay,
It was a matter of posting.
okay.
He's had a few people come in and offer their services, but I think officially we need to post it somewhere.
Margaret, something like that, could we use Assabet Co-op?
It's a possibility.
Yep.
I
Yep,
mean,
Oh, that's a great idea.
yep,
Assabet Co-op.
yep,
It's,
right.
We can try it, because he was also gonna look and see if there's any interns available too from any of the
Right.
other schools. that
Now, in
he's
terms
looking at,
of posting a vacancy, it's basically a seasonal, so it's per diem.
but- Yeah.
Can we,
His seasonal for this would be more groundkeeping maybe, or
Yep.
picking up trash, or
Yeah.
small things like that right now, because where he is shorthanded
Yep.
again.
Yep.
So it was pretty much that type of
Yeah.
a thing. It wasn't, but he's gonna also have to advertise.
so I thought the
Yeah,
job,
and the other important thing is that it says performs related duties as necessary.
Yeah.
It really is on.
right. So I took a quick look at it. Did you have a
Yes,
chance
I
to
did.
look?
It was good.
I said that would be, to me personally, I think somebody, get a kid from Assabet that
Right,
wants to learn.
right.
Or do something different every day.
So I think we should probably at least approve the draft that was sent to us that we had approved last May.
Yeah,
And
so
at
we
lea-
don't
and
see any
then
changes
at
on it.
least, and then have Mary do a quick little posting to post. Is that possible, that we could do that, post that vacancy?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I sent you the job ad too that was
Oh,
done in.
I didn't open it, I'm sorry, I
Okay.
did
No,
not.
that's
Did you get the
okay. It's still applicable.
I didn't see
It's
the
got,
ad, so-
I didn't see the ad.
It's the job posting. It was posted at a grade 4, step 6, $16.72 per hour. Now, if we wanted to go the next step up from that, which is a step 7, it would be $17.07 an hour.
I
And
think,
then, of course, the rate would change on July 1st.
right.
What would the rate difference July 1st?
The 2%, the COLA,
COLA, so you're
Right.
not talking
2%,
maybe
yeah.
20 cents? Is it even on this, Claire?
I think the 17 sounds.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that sounded
Yeah, it's
good.
an extra 34 cents.
Okay. Well, that, to me, started at the high one.
Yeah,
You might
I
get better
think we need to
candidate.
start at the higher amount,
17.
the way things
So
are
the
going right now.
1707 for
Yeah.
now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is 4.7.
Step 7, she said?
Yeah.
Am I correct?
All right, so we'll post that at a grade 4, step 7, $17.07 per hour. If the personnel committee votes that.
grade 4, step
7.
7, 1707 per
Yep.
hour. Definitely. Okay.
I make a motion that we approve that.
I will second that.
Okay, no, any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that's approved. And we also approved the job description and and posting the position.
Okay, good. All right, I'll update that.
We'll get that going anyway. And if there's anything we can do on our end, on the assessors, please let us know in terms of, you know, the posting or the job description. I think we approved the job description already because,
Yeah, everything's been approved. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of getting it out there on other platforms just to
Right.
bring in
right, yep.
people.
Yep. And the other thing that I wanted to mention quickly while we're talking about the assessor's office is one of the things Molly did notify us of, which I think is great, and she sent a memo to Margaret and the Personnel Board, and June, I think you were
Yep.
copied too. It says, Joanne Winecoop has successfully completed the DLS's online course 101, Introduction to Assessment Administration, Law, Procedures, and Valuation. She also successfully completed MAAO course 5, Mass Appraisal of Real Property. The Board of Assessors congratulates Joanne on these achievements and supports her future educational pursuits. So kudos to Joanne, and I second that definitely, that the Personnel Board also congratulates Joanne on her achievement there, because I know it's a lot. When we're all working and then we go and do these night classes and
Yes,
do
I think she did it on
other-
a Friday and a
Yeah,
Saturday,
it's a
I think,
lot.
actually.
It's a lot, so
Well,
she did a nice job.
Hey, may I just mention something? While we're doing this, I'm on Indeed now, and I have a message underneath the administrative assessor job posting that there's a problem with your post. Your job is not posted on Indeed, and then it has a message, your job post appears to violate our policy guidelines and is not eligible to be shown on Indeed. And I may have to reach out to the Indeed moderators to ask permission. So that's the status of it at the moment.
Wow,
That's weird, because there was another assessor job on Indeed I saw,
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
like in Burlington or something.
wow. That's very,
Unless there's some word in there that they don't,
Yeah, it could be.
could just be one thing that,
yep, okay. All right, so the next item of business is, anything else that we should know from the town administrator?
No. No, nothing new.
Okay,
June?
nope, I think that was it.
Too.
That is it.
all right, so, let's see, any budget information that you're all set? Everybody's all set for the,
I think we have a couple of things, but it's all things that we were aware of, like the Council on Aging Director, we just have to flip some money from one line item to
Yeah.
another. So I think that was,
And the veteran, well, that was the expense line, I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
veterans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Veterans, we have to make a little bit of an adjustment, but that's benefits.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure.
Um,
That was it.
So the next,
Everything is all set for FY23 though.
God, we hope
Everything's
so.
in.
good.
We didn't have to.
It is. It is done.
Yes.
Because we had to.
Yes, we just ask for the same amount every year.
Okay. All right, so then, now I guess we can move on to the policies and the,
Oh, boy,
yep,
that we've been avoiding for 6 months.
right. Well, we're gonna
Pieces.
just do, tonight, we're gonna do the, which ones was it?
It's the
Julie, just so you
IT.
know, I'm sharing my screen if you want to look.
Oh my God.
Oh, sure, like we can read
I don't know if that helps, but
Can you enlarge that, please?
All right, you know what? I'm gonna try something fun here and see, does this work?
It doesn't.
It doesn't on this.
What, it might be
Oh,
something.
wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's Margaret.
Can I ask a
Do you want
simple
mine?
question about these?
No, I got it. Oh.
Yeah.
I went home and I read the pages of the policy.
Right,
Then I read the appendixes that we were, that are related. And then I read this,
Pretty much,
and it's all very
Good.
similar,
almost,
almost identical. But it just makes me nervous that we have it
the
written in three different places,
yeah.
because it always feels like that's opening us up to,
The only difference that I noticed when I read through it quick was that, one, the appendix, I think, in the back should be more of a, maybe the form that people need to sign,
I was close.
because we supposed, you're doing
I
it.
created one.
yeah.
Okay.
She created,
Because it almost, when you read the appendix, it references the policies, and then the policies reference,
the appendix.
but it doesn't say anything different. At least I didn't see
No, I
that there
didn't
was
see anything
anything
different, but
major.
it just kind of bothered me that I felt like I was reading the same thing 3 times, and I just wanted to make sure that we weren't opening ourselves up to other people's perceptions of things.
I mean, some of the things that were in, like, page 42, where it talks about the cell phone, that isn't in
Yep,
the
No.
appendixes.
right.
okay.
No, it's not, and that, I made note of that because it's sending people to look at the appendix, but there's nothing about use of, cell phones in vehicles.
But technically then, should we eliminate that line that says full information technology resources policy is included in Appendix O? Because it almost is, to me, the policy should be the detailed policy versus the appendix would be little extras, I would think.
And I was thinking, take section P, just that one paragraph, it's actually one sentence,
Yep,
and just plug it into the actual appendix, the policy itself, so you could have it here and in the appendix, and that way, and this, it's kind of out of place too, I'm sorry. I have a lot of issues with this letter P, cell phone use and
You know
texting
what?
while in vehicle.
I think that, Margaret,
It should be
that,
closer to the technology policy.
I'm thinking that could be because before it is seat belt,
Oh, so it's,
also known as
Has to do with
safety belts,
vehicles.
sorry. So I'm wondering if it had to do with the vehicles, if that's why it's put there.
okay.
It's mandatory now, right?
Access
Thought so.
control,
Yeah, you
I think maybe we should focus just on the
Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
information technology resource policy. So I have to scroll down to page 43 here. What are your thoughts? Do you want to just leave this cell phone use and texting while in vehicle and just delete the full information technology? That you want to delete that line, Jim? And personnel?
I don't know, what do you guys think?
It should be cell phone because you're not gonna be,
I mean, leave the cell phone part of it, but
Right.
just the full policy
how many
information is
people have
in
a laptop
appendix.
and drive
Just,
in town
delete.
vehicles?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, but we had somebody actually in a meeting on a cell phone, and I could see the trees going by.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's, businesses can say
You can,
no to that.
you can do that if it's hand-free
Yeah,
legally,
it's not against
but-
the law. But I know, like, my husband's company, they have to stop. They
Yeah.
cannot.
But I would say this is, and I don't know if we want to change it or specify it, that this is within a town vehicle, right?
Yeah, because we're not.
Because, I mean, you could have, if you have a personal phone in
We're
your
not
own.
liable to,
Right.
So I don't know if, because
Yeah.
it's saying that
It would
we
have
should
to
just
be-
say no use.
Town-owned phone.
So leave,
no, Tom.
Oh, there's,
Margaret,
Vehicle.
Margaret, are you saying to leave P right where it is? Just take out that last,
I think leaving it where it is, I kind of had an issue with it because it's referring to a technology resources policy and it's not next to that section on page 43. But you know what?
Do you want to bump it just
Like
before?
June said, it's probably because it's next to the seatbelt policy. So, I think it's fine. It's fine where it is.
and then just take out,
But I thought,
and
you know,
then
if
just
it's
take
referring
out,
to the technology resources policy, something in the technology resources policy should refer back to it, but if we delete that, it won't be an issue.
I need O.
what do you think, June?
I mean, it doesn't refer to anything, I don't think, in
Right.
O or P that I could find
Right.
that talked about the,
So if we were to
It
take,
doesn't.
take out that sentence, the full,
Yeah.
okay. So we'll take that out.
So, Sue, what were your concerns about I wasn't able to hear you. What were your concerns when you read through the policy?
No, I was just double checking on the policy that we have it. You read it 3 times. I felt like I was reading the same thing 3 times. Because I was reading it in the body, in the appendix, and in the part that they sign. And I just want to make sure that we're not opening ourselves
that's not
up.
the sign, that's what she's saying, is she's going to be doing another sheet.
No, this is it. This is
That's,
the,
oh,
this is the
okay,
sign.
gotcha. Yeah, I didn't see the sign.
And I just wanted to make sure that we weren't opening ourselves up to any perception issues. You know, one says, it could be one word. I didn't see it.
Yeah, but where you compare, yeah.
I know, I'm just,
Yeah. Or do you think it's just too much information? Saying the same thing, just,
Honestly, with information technology, I'd much rather have too much information. The
That's-
issue, we just want to be sure it doesn't conflict.
no, that's all I want to hear somebody else say, because I don't deal with this in the barn.
Right. So, then we moved it from that page 42 that we were on, then we go to
44.
page 44. Is that the computer technology, internet, social media?
So the only thing I did here on the top part was just corrected the appendix references, which could change later on anyway, but
Yep, okay.
I was a little uncomfortable with the last sentence on page 44, where it used to say will be used for some personal business and use during the workday.
Yeah, I liked
I
May
just
better.
think
Yeah,
I think that should be only applicable if the employee can't, and I wrote this in, can't conduct their own personal business on their own personal device and only during the employee's break period.
I think that's excellent. I liked that. I like that. It makes it very clear to
You
me.
guys okay with that?
Yeah, I liked it. I have a dot there.
So I like that.
Okay, and so it looked, of course, after I finished that section, the first bullet, it looked like when it says personal business here, it looked like it was going to immediately contradict what was set up above. So I put personal commercial business.
Yeah,
Because that is reiterated throughout the entire policy. No private commercial transactions.
right. Yep. I think that's good to add that in. It clarifies it a little bit more.
Sue, please, Sue, anybody, please stop me if there's anything you see between
No,
what I'm going through.
No, we're
Okay.
following, and then,
All
okay.
right, so the next one is the paragraph that starts, all users are expected to undertake precautions. So it said may, and I changed that to shall. So executable programs imported from other sites to town computers shall not be used unless they've been authorized by the town administrator, data systems coordinator, or authorized designee, and have been subjected, well, I think we should probably put the town's IT contractor, which I mentioned later on.
Oh, yes, yeah, I think you did mention that in our email.
Okay, I'm gonna put
IT contractor.
Okay, what page is she on now?
45.
45.
Just keep reminding us pages, because
For-
we're...
45.
45.
I'm gonna
Five,
put-
just...
Second to the last
Yeah,
paper.
yeah, no,
Okay, so I'm gonna do IT, the town's, IT contractor. There. Or an authorized designee, something like that.
Yep,
Because that should also leave it broad enough just in case something changes and we're not using an actual IT person or,
Yeah.
yeah, so we don't have to come back and
Okay.
rewrite it.
And have been subjected to the virus detection procedures approved by the town administrator, data systems coordinator, IT, I'm gonna add, IT contractor,
yep,
or authorized designee,
yes, okay.
okay?
And then,
The last sentence on that page read, when leaving for the day, employees should log off and power down all electronic equipment. We can't always power down our equipment because they do, our IT contractor does health checks.
And
Yep.
also
And they do it
backups.
off hours.
like
So we
backups
need to
almost?
be-
They do backups and they come in and do well-being checks on our computers.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
So what we need to do is log off and lock our equipment.
Yes.
So, password protect stuff.
good, okay.
And I learned what log off meant by accident the other day. So I couldn't get back in.
On the next page, I added a section for public records law compliance. And I took some of this right off of the Secretary of State, or one of the state mass.gov agency sites. All board-related communications from personally owned devices or personal email accounts are subject to public disclosure under the public records law. Communications include but are not limited to emails, text messages, voicemails, video recordings, and other forms of board-related, and other forms of board-related communication conducted by or between members of public bodies.
Yep, okay,
And then I just added a little bit to the open meeting law compliance so that it reads all provisions of the Massachusetts open meeting law apply to email and text communications by or between members of public bodies.
okay, yep. On the first paragraph of the social networking, was it just a typo? There's a
Which one is
little,
it? Where is that?
little line,
See where the line is, where it says boards/committees, members?
Oh, a line on the left?
yeah,
Usually that
That
means,
just shows where there was a formatting change usually.
okay, all right, great.
oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's the comma after
Oh,
town.
yep, it's an added comma.
Okay, great. Oh, yeah, I can see that now, yeah.
It's a little lighter than the rest of them, sorry. Because it's not in color,
I
remember?
can't see anything.
You know what, I have to add a little something here. I don't know what I just did. Let me X out of that, okay. Sent, oh my gosh, hold on, sent or received. Okay, I just added a couple of words in the open meeting law compliance. Law applies to email and text communications sent or received by or between members of public bodies. Not just, it's not just email sent, it's sent or received. Okay. Oh. Now, second paragraph under social networking. There's a very, very long sentence. And the second to last sentence, I added some words here. Ability to perform the duties and responsibilities of their positions with the town or expose the town or oneself to legal liability through violations of ethics, open meeting, or other laws.
Yep, good.
And then the first paragraph on the next page, I just added, after National Labor Relations Act, I just added and other governing statutes.
Okay,
Different pages that we don't.
Yeah.
Under general social media guidelines, I only added on the first paragraph, I only added Snapchat.
Okay.
R46.
I don't even know what half of those things are.
Jumping ahead because it's.
Sorry.
No, that's for the kids. That's for the kids coming in.
I know what YouTube is. I do.
Same thing.
I do know what
All
YouTube
right.
is.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't do anything with the following paragraph or the paragraph after that.
Yep, no.
Okay, under town-sponsored social media, the first sentence on the next page, it says, the first full sentence, the town-sponsored social media are used for authorized business use only.
That's on the bottom of 47.
And I also noted in that last sentence of that paragraph, it says such employees are specially trained by the town for use of the town-sponsored social media. That does not exist yet. So that's something that we'll have to develop a training program for that.
Okay. All right.
I didn't do anything with the paragraph on employee use of social media for work purposes. The paragraph, no one followed the rules. I just added the full name of the technology policy to read Town's Information Technology Resources Policy.
Yep.
So there's no confusion. And under be respectful, the first sentence, I added the word board before members because it didn't really make a lot of sense just saying members.
Right.
And let's see, be honest and accurate. So the second sentence of under here, it did say never post any information or rumors that you know to be false about the town, et cetera, et cetera. I added at the beginning of that sentence, always refrain from posting gossip and never post any information or rumors that you know to be false.
Right.
I
Yep.
don't know if that's sufficient, but maybe I should put always refrain from posting what might be perceived as gossip, but that would go too far maybe.
Okay.
I didn't do anything with the 3 bullets under post only appropriate and respectful content. I think it's good, and actually, absent any really solid social media policies, in Berlin, we had kind of done, I had sent this a while ago, I think it was pre-COVID, I sent instructions on putting a disclaimer, like the one that's shown under the 3rd bullet here. So it's in line with what we've made the effort to do anyway.
Okay, yep.
All right. Okay, the first sentence here under using social media at work, unless it is work-related and authorized by your manager, consistent with the town's, unless it's, okay, I better put and is consistent with the town's information technology resources policy.
Yep.
Retaliation is prohibited, that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Media contacts. This is something that's actually covered under the Town Governance Act. So, all media inquiries should be directed to the administrator, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't do anything under the bylaws section. That's pretty self-explanatory. Additional illegal conduct prohibited on the 3rd line of that. It now reads legal action by the town or other governmental entities. Because I think the intent there was, who knows, FBI, state, kind of state agency. Let's see, and then the 2 lines below that, it reads now, they should read these guidelines thoroughly and or contact their supervisor or the town administrator. In other words, make an effort and read the guidelines.
Yeah.
Security
Yeah,
and
and it puts the
monitoring of...
accountability on the employee a little bit too.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah. That and the
Right.
acknowledgement form.
Right, instead of just saying contact the supervisor, it's like, it's almost like you're giving, here, you take my problem and,
Right. Security and monitoring of social media, I didn't change any, I only changed the first paragraph to read, I did too much here. I'm gonna delete a couple of the word in. I only added the full name of the policy.
yep,
Okay, and then I didn't do anything else there. Mobile devices.
Margaret, if you go back to see the town's information technology resource policy,
Yeah.
should you also reference then Appendix O?
Oh, yep. See. An appendix O.
Or whatever it may turn into.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, mobile devices provided by the town. Just scroll down to see what I did here. If anything, nothing.
Yeah,
I did
don't
nothing
see-
under that
Yeah, I
section.
don't see anything there. Okay.
So that's it for those. And now, did you all have anything else that you want to change in there?
No, when I had gone through it, I went through it even with the things that she had handed out, and I didn't put it really much more at all that that I thought there was just, oh, no, it's with the information technology resources policy. Sorry, we haven't even gotten to it yet, some of the little items that I saw.
Okay.
So we can move to that.
So Appendix O, which is page 90.
It's almost too bad we couldn't combine them somehow.
Should be right down here.
This feels like you're reading.
Forever.
Do we as a town have a lot of people that use their phones for
There it is.
emails and stuff, or mostly laptops? You know what I mean, for mobile?
I mean, there's a few of us that do, but, when you're not here.
Right.
Yeah.
But-
But is it a town-issued phone? It's not your personal? That's...
Highway has it on their phones. Police have it on their phones.
But they're town-issued, right? So it's secure from...
Oh, from like a hacker or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, nothing's totally secure.
Yeah.
No, nothing, I know that part, but...
I think the real test
Oh, I see what you're saying, is
for
if you're,
everybody was during COVID and
Yeah.
yeah.
people working
No.
remotely.
I don't know, I don't know the answer to that, but if we're using, like, I go in with my phone and connect to the email here, I'm assuming there's some sort of safety measures between.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. Because that's an issue.
I could ask Travis.
I don't care.
Yeah, speaking of Travis, we are going to need our IT vendor to look over the access policy, which is in Appendix P right now, because that is really technical security stuff that they would be
Right.
able to review.
Okay.
All right, so on Appendix O, I think it's page 94 now, 93 or 94.
I like it.
In the first paragraph, second sentence, it now reads, in addition to this policy, individual departments or agencies may choose to issue additional policies governing the use of town ITRs.
Yep.
And the use of town ITRs by any employee or contractor shall constitute acceptance of the terms of this policy and any such additional policies applicable to an individual department or agency.
Okay.
This kind of, there was a town name in here, and I think there were references to state agencies, and I thought, we gotta change this to town. So it really was kind of,
Okay.
standard, I guess. And the applicability, the second sentence ends now should seek clarification from appropriate management or the town administrator.
Okay, good.
Appropriate management, or should it be the department head?
I'd almost say department.
What do you
head.
think?
Except,
Department head, but it's gotta move, not only can he okay something like that? Or does
So
it
if-
still have to go through the town administrator or like,
I would say final would be town administrator, but
Right,
but
but
if somebody doesn't have a department head, so you might be better off just to say appropriate.
true.
yeah, so
There are a
they,
few that do
so
not
I think
have.
it's okay, appropriate management or the town administrator. I think
Okay.
hopefully they're not all gonna go running to the town administrator. They'll go to their manager first, so.
It might be the manager asking the question.
Now, I have one question on a thing up in the very, very first line in the first paragraph, the
Okay.
capitalization of the town of Berlin. Is that,
Oh, yeah, very good. I didn't
is
catch
that, I wasn't sure if it needed to be capitalized, that's all.
There you go. Okay, it's now fixed. All right, so policy. Every employee who is under policy, every employee who is authorized to use ITR will be provided with a copy of this policy and will be required to annually acknowledge receipt.
Yep,
So this whole thing came about because our auditors have commented now 2 years in a row about getting this to employees and getting the sign-offs annually.
okay,
I think too, it also has to do with our cyber insurance too. It may
Yep.
help with that too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, implementation procedure, I didn't do anything in A
No.
or B.
There is,
Or-
yeah, there was a couple of things in A.
Okay, let's see. Oh, there was?
Oh, you got
the town's goals.
users and make their jobs, got rid of the S.
Yep,
Oh, sorry. Yep,
So it's just typos.
yep, those are fine.
okay.
Town's goals and objectives.
The only other thing that I saw in B, even though you don't have anything in B, was the fourth from the bottom bullet. It says to access online gambling sites or,
Oh,
I don't know if we need to have that or there, because really they're all separate line
Yeah,
items.
okay.
yeah, I don't think so
I'm gonna
either,
delete.
now that you said that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll delete the or.
Okay,
Okay. Good, thank you. I didn't catch that either. Okay, data confidentiality, I didn't do anything
yeah,
with.
no,
Or copyright protection or computer viruses, but under network security, again, I added the town's IT contractor, data systems coordinator, or town administrator.
yep,
I added the abbreviation for personal computers since it was actually, you know what, for their personal computers, I'm gonna take out those capital letters too. And we'll just put the parentheses PCs. And then the last line I added, the town's IT contractor, data systems coordinator, or town administrator. Okay, emails. When using
okay,
email, there are several points users should consider due to the exponentially increasing instances of phishing scams and other fraudulent email activity. So first, because email addresses identify the organization that sent the message, and I used an example of our, email address.
yep, great.
And then I didn't make any other changes here. I wish I could have put something, but you know what? This is not about email etiquette. This is about email security. It would have been nice to do a separate email etiquette section.
Yep,
All right, public record. I did add the word authorized before business
yep,
in the 5th line. And then, okay, so authorization, let's see. Authorization would be from the employee's department head or the town administrator.
Right.
See, that town's finance director had to have come from a different town, and I
Yeah.
saw, was it a Cushnet?
A Cushnet, yes.
Okay, yeah.
A Cushnet.
No expectation of privacy. I actually liked the way this was.
Yeah, that was
worded.
good.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, nothing under, oh, okay, so this one I can't, I really don't feel comfortable scrutinizing it to death, because this is definitely something under our IT contractors, you know, knowledge domain. They're the ones that can answer some of this. So I made some changes, but we're gonna need CM Geeks to go through this and
Okay.
make changes. So that's it. Oh, you want it? We can actually go through those the little changes. I just changed municipal to town.
Yep.
I think that might have actually. What else I got? Anything?
No, that looks like that's pretty much how you
Yeah, I
did.
changed IT department to IT contractor. Access to any given network service will only be granted to authorized users who have specific need to use that particular service.
Really very minor changes.
Very minor.
Right, because that way they can look at it and make
Yep.
any determinations on,
Yeah.
The IT person.
yeah.
Do you have, oh, and I did make a note, under mobile computing and communications, I did make note that the remote access user acknowledgement
Yep,
and the, whatever the next one is on the next page,
mobile device.
mobile device acknowledgement, that's gonna have to be incorporated in the overall policy acknowledgement, I think.
Okay,
Which I've started to draft the policy acknowledgement, and I haven't sent it yet. So do you have any additional changes in these?
no, I didn't. You caught the ones on the town's finance director, taking out the town of Acushnet.
Okay,
And I think there was only that one other one that I gave you. The town of Acushnet thing was in the access control one here.
okay.
And I think we took, yeah, you took that out, and just changed it to,
Municipal.
town of Berlin instead of, yep. So I didn't
Okay,
have,
yeah,
I didn't
alright.
have anything else, did any of you?
Nope.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna copy this because
Make sure you save it.
I'm gonna have to ask Sandy for these acknowledgements. I want sample acknowledgements for these two things here.
Great.
It would be,
Um,
it would be
and I
really
can-
nice if we could combine them
read
into
what
one
I
and
have-
not have,
The acknowledgement
it's hard enough
form,
getting them to
all
sign one.
acknowledgement of receipt and understanding for the IT resources policy, what I've drafted so far, and I'll forward this to you because it's not part of the policy manual yet. It says this acknowledges that I'm in receipt of the town of Berlin, Massachusetts Information Technology Resources Policy. I received this document on a blank date, and I've read and reviewed the policy in its entirety. By signing this form, I understand this information technology resources policy may be amended from time to time, and that it is my responsibility to be familiar with and adhere to the provisions of this policy and amendments thereto. I took it from the acknowledgement for the entire personnel.
Does she reference
Manual.
the manual?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't,
And then at the
it didn't
bottom I
sound
had-
like you referenced the actual manual. Because I don't know if, because we're not doing a separate policy.
So they're gonna sign this, the page in the actual policies and procedure, the first year
When we do it,
when we hire them.
yeah.
Then
Every
yearly,
year,
afterwards, they will receive the electronic communications, and then they will sign that. So this is something they aren't gonna see, like, we're saying there's a lot to read, but they're only seeing the policies.
This the first time or
the
when
first
they're
year.
told to go back and reread it.
This,
Well, this is something that you probably gotta update every year.
Oh, I-
Definitely, with all
What, the whole
changes
policy?
with-
No, with the
IT
changes,
and-
we're gonna have to add and
Maybe some
add
of this.
things.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah.
this.
God, I hope we don't have to do this every year.
No, we're
No,
not
no.
doing this every year.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
was just
I don't
gonna
know if
say,
you
wait a minute.
noticed in the old electronic communications and computer usage policy, I had to laugh because the first paragraph talks about BlackBerry style devices, and
Right.
those are obviously no longer.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Pagers, I don't know, does anybody have any beepers anymore? Those
Not
pagers
like
we
ours.
used to have?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
No.
too.
We still have cabs.
Do you?
Yeah, the old beeper.
And
No,
social
okay.
media.
That
once
makes
Yeah, I
you're
didn't
feel
realize
on-
it was a separate thing.
That makes me feel better
Okay.
that they're not gonna have to do this
This
and
this at this, okay.
That's
that
okay.
makes more
That
sense.
Then
helps.
they'll get this a year later for updates.
Yeah,
Okay.
that just makes me.
Because that's gonna have to be the way technology is.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to actually be done yearly now.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna send you this is a separate Word document, this acknowledgement form, so I can send you that separately,
Okay,
and we can maybe look at that. And meanwhile, June, you think I should send the access policy to Travis or Paul to see if
I would
maybe
say,
they
yeah,
could-
I would send it off to Paul just to have him take a look at it and see if he sees anything that he feels should be changed. Or addressed even, because maybe there's something that he runs into with us that
now who's Paul?
he is CM Geeks.
Okay, all right.
Okay, and I'll also send Sandy an email asking her for those other two sample policies that were referenced in this.
Margaret, are we gonna be doing the, for whatever reason, the cyber stuff, classes seem to have stopped.
Yeah, they have. The training is over.
Is that something that we should be finding a way to do that, or like have some sort of a, because that almost, I think, would be better, like someplace in here it referenced something, and that almost would give the information
You're
better
right.
than what's here.
You're right. That would be good if we had a way to keep that going. That was the state program, and maybe they'll keep that going. I don't know, or maybe there's some other.
Or maybe the
Training
insurance
that we could-
company. Maya.
Yeah, maybe even Maya. Yeah.
Do they do that all together? Each,
Sometimes.
like you have all your department heads and you and so you all do it at once?
We were doing it because if everybody did something, I thought like you can take certain classes and we can get insurance credits. So I don't know if
What's that,
Maya, the insurance company.
yeah, well, I had to do a bunch of them. They sent via email all these
We had some here, but like
quizzes
Margaret
that
was
I
saying-
had to take,
And that's what we did, you know, you had to listen to stuff
Yeah,
and then you had to
and I
take a
took, like,
test and,
10, 12
Yeah.
of them. Yep,
yeah.
did good.
Most of them I did pretty good. Some of them were.
And then they
something
sent
I had
those
no
fake
idea.
emails, remember? Those
Yeah.
fake,
Some people still fall
Yes.
for them.
and I contacted
phishing
Margaret and
scam.
said, should I be receiving such and such? And she said, good catch, Claire, so that was good.
Yep.
Well, that's all we really have. We were gonna go through, and we can go through some more policies on our own and bring our thoughts to our next
So
meeting.
let's decide which ones we're gonna do, because this is good.
That
I
worked
like-
out really well to
I
do it
like-
that way.
Yep, I like having a real focus,
Yeah, doesn't it help?
So
because I'm not good at focusing.
where were we last time? What was
We
the last?
Well, we're at 90 and 94, we're on that page, so that sounds good.
Almost there. I thought we did a lot of this already.
We've done a lot.
Hey,
I
and
think we did it.
I think-
I think more good news.
I think it's right here where it says start here.
Yeah.
I think that's where it is. So is it on page 33? Is that as far as we
33,
got?
I've
Yeah,
got,
that would be about right.
that's where we are. We're on page,
Oh, I thought we got past that.
I thought
Oh,
we
no,
were-
no, you don't, no, you're right.
I think we hit something and then we went, ooh.
yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but I
Yeah,
thought
there was something that was,
it was like, okay, we're done.
well, we were all exhausted.
It was like after vacation or something?
Right.
Or was it-
Start here,
I don't know.
11:23.
I'm gonna
That's what I-
So-
11/23.
November 23rd, we stopped there.
Right,
Oh,
because then
actually,
we had to
well-
go back out again, because we had to
Yeah.
do it, we had to do
So-
everything remotely.
But there's only like 3 more pages of that section. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So we can go through that and make sure. The hard part is that there are so many laws and everything, we
All the
just,
sick leave stuff.
right,
But the family medical leave, that's pretty much cut and dry. That's not really something we have a lot of
Yeah.
choice on.
And
Right.
we already adopted the fraud policy, so we won't have to worry about that.
right. So I think that,
And then the ethics, nepotism. Oh, actually, so we could get right up to. If
to
we could
social
tr-
networking on
Yeah.
page 45.
So that'd be 10
So
pages.
we can
Did
give
we
it a
just-
try, we can, so go through page 33 to 45 for the
Yeah.
next meeting.
I lost.
Okay,
Now I messed up my pages.
that's
And,
what I did.
and,
Actually,
that-
44, top of 44,
right,
right?
yeah.
Last 40s now.
Oh, yeah, because that's another access and control, I didn't even see that.
Yep.
I might have to start all over.
Here we go, up to page 44.
44.
Yeah,
Because then, when we get there, then it goes right up through 40, 50, what? Mobile devices.
so that'll at least give us a goal to reach for our next meeting, and hopefully we'll be able to meet in person like this as well, doing pages 33 to 44, maybe even beyond that. So bring any thoughts that you
Yep.
have on changes that we should have
Well, that sounds like a good
to our
idea.
next meeting,
Okay.
I think that's a good idea. If we have a real
a goal.
goal and.
Yep,
Hey, and we did good with time, too.
thank
Look
you.
at that.
Really? Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and resend the redlined manual and the draft acknowledgement form,
Okay,
okay?
yep,
Oh, and also those other 2 things you're gonna check with,
With Sandy?
yeah, Sandy about the.
Yeah, those other
information.
acknowledgements,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
whatever
check
they
with her on those, because I don't have samples of those.
okay. So I think that's it. So,
We did it.
right.
are. Good job, guys.
So,
Yay!
yeah, we got some stuff done. Thank you, Margaret, for making recommendations on what changes you think should be made. We really appreciate that.
You're welcome, and if you find anything else, let me know. We
Yeah.
can keep this track document going.
Exactly. So I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Next meeting is the
2
27th, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
Come on down.
So it's 7:37, and I'd like to make a recommendation to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.